Hi, my name is Yasmine. I am the owner of Robles Design Studios here in Columbus, Ohio, and also the founder of the Digital Hustle Tribe based in Ohio, but often giving webinars and diving into the digital side of hustling. So today I'm going to be chatting with you about delegating, and I know it is a very sometimes difficult topic, simply because it's just hard to do, especially as a business owner, when you have been doing everything and then you get to a certain point where you can't be everywhere. You can't be selling and talking to clients and doing the work, as well as managing contracts and managing emails and all that craziness. So you get to start having an assistant, or you get to have a junior designer, or just somebody that's underneath you that's there supporting you, but it's hard to let go, right? So, and these tips that I'm going to give you, I use them, but also get to be reminded of them because I'm not perfect and I am also a bit controlling. So I tend to try to do things all on my own, and only until the last minute do I delegate, and that usually comes back to haunt me. So don't do that. But these are some tips that I try to train myself on in order to delegate and delegate properly. So the number one thing is, before you even need to start delegating, to write down exactly the process that you take for doing whatever it is that you need to do. So let's say you are, every week you go in and create content, and then you upload it to your email list and you upload it to your blog. And write down the steps that you take. Make sure you have the passwords for everything, and just make sure you know exactly what your process is. Even though you might not necessarily need to delegate this month, you might be thinking about delegating in the next couple months, and so you'll want to have that process written down, because I will tell you that it is extremely annoying for the person whom you are delegating to have to go through a back and forth email or through Asana or something in order to get the information that they need for your process, or it just takes twice as long for them to really go through that learning curve if you don't have it all ready, written down, and easy for them to go through. So make sure you have that before you start delegating. And then let's say you've chosen this wonderful person and you are ready to delegate. Make sure that the expectations are clear, so that everyone knows the deadline, everyone knows the process, everyone knows that they get to send out, for example, a test email to you first before sending it out to your audience or scheduling it. For social media, make sure that they understand your voice if they will be writing copy, or the system that you will be using in order for them to schedule things. As for let's say you have a junior designer, like I have a person supporting me, and make sure that they, again, understand the deadlines, but they also understand how it is that you will be supplying the feedback, that they understand the feedback that you are giving, and know that there are other ways that you can support in giving feedback. For example, I've started doing a lot of Loom videos, Loom, just recording my desktop and giving feedback on either design or to my assistant, just so that they understand how to do things, because sometimes it is pretty simple, and because we know it so well, it's even simpler. And so but writing that out in an email or in Asana or Trello, whatever you're using to communicate, is a bit much. So sometimes a visual is a lot easier. So one, you get to write out your process. Two, you get to really set the expectations right off before the project even starts. And then three, know that there's a learning curve, and know that you get to not hover over people. It's been one of the hardest things to let go of certain projects, and then when I let go of them, I'm just at the point where I am ready to be done with it, so I let it go. And again, those expectations are not very well set, so it causes a little bit more of a learning curve, a little bit more hiccups throughout the process. So don't do what I have done. Instead, really know that there's going to be a learning curve. Know that you're going to end up maybe explaining things a couple of times, but also know that it's only temporary. So if you have an assistant who they might know MailChimp, but they might not understand how you laid out your lists or which tagged groups get to be sent what email campaigns. And then it just gets to be a little bit of a learning curve of understanding your brand voice or the way, or just having to refer back to your written processes. So, but it's there. It's going to be whether you hire somebody or whether they're a contractor, or even if when you were an employee and you got hired, there's always a learning curve, and just trying to understand that it's going to be there, understand the methods to make it even shorter, and just so that everything and everyone is clear on what they get to do is ideal. So again, my 3 tips and things that I have to or get to keep reminding myself are: write down the processes that you currently take, because you might be doing it the perfect way and the other person might not know of that way, or the other person might not be familiar with the system but they're willing to learn. So recording your process is ideal, or you just need it for yourself. So just record your processes before you start delegating. When you are ready to delegate, congratulations, by the way, then make sure that you set the expectations properly. So that means understanding that what the deadlines are, what everything gets to be done, who is doing what, who is the main communication person, are there tests run before things launch, and just setting the expectations for the project. And then just dealing with the weird feeling that us control freaks get about letting go of projects. It usually will turn out fine, and if it doesn't, it's just a learning experience, right? We get to learn from how we delegated properly or not. And so just learning how to let go, and how to just not be that overbearing person, but also how to give support when the questions do come up. And so I hope that this helps. Let me know your tips on delegating, and what it was like if you have delegated, what it was like when you first delegated something out. Was it scary? Was it exciting? Did it make you feel more like a boss when you're telling people in a gentle, nice way, but you're telling people what to do? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to follow me on Instagram at Robles Design Studio or at Digital Hustle Tribe. Reach out at roblesdesigns.com or digitalhustletribe.com. And you can find me on social. You can message me, or you can send me an email, Yasmine at roblesdesigns.com. And I look forward to chatting with you and seeing you in another video.